Joel Sherman with three things. Forgive bad hair day going with the Brooklyn Dodger hat. Let's start number one. I just want to isolate a moment in time for the Mets. Sixth inning, June 12th, one out. A ground ball is hit to Pete Alonso. He makes a high throw. It was been a problem for Alonso, especially this year. Bad throws on the 3-1 play. High throw, Kodai Senga leaps for it, comes down, actually tags the bag. It's a ground ball by C.J. Abrams. It records an out, but he injures his right hamstring, goes right down in a heap. He's taken out of a game. At that moment, freeze frame. The Mets are winning a game 4-0 in the sixth inning on June 12th. They have the best record in the major leagues. They have the best starting pitching ERA. They have the best overall ERA. They do hold on. Maybe it's foreshadowing. They hold on. The Nationals score the next 3 runs in the game. Mets hold on to win the game. Since then, though, right, the Mets, 35-52. It's the 4th worst record in the majors. And they have among the 5 worst bullpen ERAs, starting ERAs, and overall ERAs. Senga came back and made 9 starts. In those 9 starts, he has a high 5 ERA. It was so bad he accepted the minor league assignment, didn't pitch well down there. Sometime in Florida over the next few days, he's going to try to throw live batting practice to see if there's something they could recapture. But how would you even trust that moving forward for the Mets this last week, and if they are able to get into October? And then you have, this is an off-season question, but you have a question about who Kodai Senga is moving forward physically, mentally from what's going on here. But I have the bigger questions about the Mets. Do I believe one starting pitching injury derailed them? I don't, but it's such an obvious starting point and a reminder, like the Yankees didn't have Garrett Cole all year and they lost Clark Schmidt. They're going back to the playoffs. The Phillies in August lost their ace, Zach Wheeler. They have the best record in the sport since they lost him, and they sealed the NL East during that time. Their success, the Mets' failures. The Padres clinched the playoffs last night. Joe Musgrove never pitched an inning this year. Only 14 starts out of Yu Darvish and Michael King. Dylan Cease had a poor season, and the Padres did it. Good teams overcome. And the Mets, from that moment forward, have yet to overcome. Week left to do something about it, and I do find it interesting. They're starting David Peterson tonight against the Cubs. They have not announced another starting pitcher. They are in a scramble this week to try to decide who to use and how. It is the core of their problem. The trickle down of not great starting pitching leading to a lot of burden on not great relief pitching. The team that's, for number 2, the team that's mirrored the Mets this for the last 2 years is the Tigers. Think, both last year, bad starts, then they made spectacular runs, both to get into the playoffs. This year, the first few months, both teams were really, really good, and then both teams have fallen apart, where you could ask the question, whose collapse would be worse if either or both miss the playoffs. Since July 9th, the Tigers are 26-37. The Mets are 27-37. There's a lot of mirroring going on. The Tigers led the AL Central by 12.5 games on August 25th. They led by 10 games on September 3rd. No team has blown more than a 7-game lead in September. The Mets are one of those teams in 2007. Unfortunately, Met fans will remember, right? 7 games in 17 days, 17 games to the Phillies. They blew that lead, but no one's ever blown 10 in September. It's a 1-game lead going into tonight against the Guardians, who are the team 1 game back. It's a 3-game series. You hate to say it's a must game when it's not an elimination game, but the Tigers are using Tarek Skubal, their ace. They're defending AL Cy Young Award winner, a guy who might actually win it again this year. And if I was looking for a similarity between the two teams, I would start there. The Tigers have Skubal, but they are like the Mets. They have been very, very willing, and this was very successful late last season, where they were in a scramble and they just used like tournament pitching down the stretch and into the playoffs. I just wonder if you could do it for 162 games, where you're constantly, as quick as you can, get the starter out, or you're doing openers and you're asking a lot of pitchers to be really good. You're going through, there's a lot of injuries, etc. I do wonder if both teams share that commonality of trying to make it through 162 games where you're so quick to go into the bullpen. Again, I never think there's one reason for everything, but for anything, but I do think that that is some cause and effect there. Let's do number 3. On Sunday, the Yankees won a game because Ben Rice hit a grand slam, Jazz Chisholm hit a homer. They were both off Orioles lefty Keegan Akins. It gave the Yankees 33 left-on-left homers this season. The actual leader in that is the Phillies. They have 35. But 22 of them are by Kyle Schwarber. It actually ties Matt Olson of the Braves, 2021, also had 22 for the most ever left on left in the history of the game. The Yankees are one homer shy of their record left on left, which was 1977. Yankees won some blasts from the past, literally blasts from the past. Reggie Jackson, 13 left on left homers. Greg Nettles, 11. Chris Chambliss, 8. Those were the ones who led the way. I would point out, though, the Yankees have been very democratic in this. They have 5 guys, 5 lefty hitters who have hit at least 6 homers off of left-handed pitching this year. 8 by Bellinger, 7 by Rice, 6 by Grisham, Wells, and Chisholm. The only other team in history, and you're going to like some of these names, Yankee fans, you're not going to like some of these names, Yankee fans. The only other team in history to have 5 guys hit at least 6 left-on-left homers in the season. Would you believe the 2019 Rangers, ready for the names? Ronette Odor, remember him, Yankee fans. Joey Gallo, you definitely remember him, Yankee fans. Willie Calhoun, brief period with the Yankees. They also had Shinsen Chu and Nomar Mazaro. That's the group the Yankees are in for most left-on-left. One more will tie him for the team record. Something to watch for, a little thing to follow as the Yankees try to clinch playoff spot, wild card, top seed, and maybe even make a run at the Blue Jays this last week.